Hello, world. My name is Ashley Collins, aka The Answer Dragons. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Breakup Diaries. So I guess we have to talk about it, right? Since everybody else is, we have to talk about Professor Snape. Um, One of my first jobs after I left college was working at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter when it first opened-ish at Universal Studios Orlando. One of my most favorite jobs in the world, because all I had to do was nerd out all day. I was Team Hufflepuff. And you would think that you choose your house, but you don't. Do you know how they choose your house? They choose your house by your weight. So the more normal sized people were Team Gryffindor. The larger people were Team Slytherin. And like the skinny people-ish were Team Hufflepuff. But hey, I'm a proud Hufflepuff. I did my job. That was a very fun job. I just got to nerd out all day. The least fun part about it was selling the wands, which they had to learn the hard way that, hey, it's hot in Florida. Maybe we should give them some fans or something, you know? Because, you know, they would sell the wands outside. But they were slowly adopting and learning how to adopt to Florida American life. Anyway, so I'm going to butcher his name. I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to try to butcher his name. I'm sure he's a phenomenal actor with a great resume, but I think he should have said no. I learned the hard way, and I think this is post-college, that I don't have to be stereotyped as the awkward black girl, which, what's her name? I figure her name. But she's trying to continue to bring in DEI into Hollywood, but I guess I'll say it out loud. I was going through a phase where I felt obligated to watch certain shows where I have to watch awkward black girl, right? I have to watch such and such black show because I'm black. And then after college, I realized I don't have to do that. If a show is good, it's good, and it's going to keep my attention. I love The Boys. Am I a boy? I don't think I'm a boy, right? I love Carry On My Wayward Son. I love Supernatural. I loved past tense Doctor Who. Do I fit any of those demographics? No. And you don't have to. And I think that you should feel a little bit of guilt if you feel like, oh, you have to cast me, you have to hire me because you need such and such. Professor Snape is described as, it's been a year since I've read Harry Potter, so I had to Google it, as a pale, thin, grayish yellow man. I remember when I first read it, I didn't picture Alan Rickman, Chef's Kiss, but I pictured this man who was very unpleasant to look at. Man with a large hooked nose, yellowed uneven teeth, greasy shoulder-length black hair. I think they nailed it perfectly with Alan Rickman, but I also think that you have to milk it, right? You have to milk Harry Potter for all it's worth, because also, as I stated, you have this theme park that you have to keep open until you replace with something else. But I think that's going to be kind of hard. That will be very hard to replace this castle with another castle, to replace this dragon with another dragon. I mean, unless someone comes up with something unique and different, which, you know, no one in Hollywood can do right now. As I stated in my last video, I'm losing my place. When are you going to start packing, Ashley? When I feel like it. I'll start packing when I feel like it. I mean, I really don't have much. I just have some stuff that I'm trying to sell. I've been going on job interviews every day for the past 2 weeks. at least 2 a day. I think I have a job interview coming up soon. They'll probably say no anyway. But what I've been getting a lot of is, I'm not racist. What I've been getting a lot of is a lot of Spanish employers and a lot of Ross sad stories being like, oh, I came to this country from nothing. You know how it is. You know what the struggle is like, coming from nothing, coming from a single parent household. I don't know why I'm trying to put on a fake Spanish accent. And I think to myself, you and I are nothing alike. I came to this country legally. I went to college. Sure, I didn't have the most beautiful upbringing, but it wasn't that rough. I went to a decent middle and high school. I didn't come from the mean streets of, God, I grew up in an HOA. You and I are nothing alike. Why are you comparing us to each other? And I find that a lot of the Spanish culture are playing the black card, playing the victim of, oh, you don't know, you know what it's like, don't you? You know what it's like to struggle. And it's like, no. And I've been finding that a lot with these interviews where they're just trying to play the black card. They're trying to play the victim. And it's like, you hold please. So anyway, this weather has been killing my nose like crazy. But it's like, you're going on your 8th cruise and you're only 26. I've only been on 1 cruise, which is, for me, 1 is enough. I particularly like cruises. But it was also a Carnival cruise. But anyway, in conclusion, you have a lot more privilege than you realize, and your money laundering scheme will be, it's gonna bite you in the ass eventually. Okay, we're gonna end with this. So I've been getting home late, so I've been trying to I've been taking my pills, but they make me sleepy, but I've been trying to delve back into watching TV shows and watching movies in parts because I end up falling asleep. But I watched the first episode of The House of David. I went to Bible school as in my youth, but I don't remember this part of the history of David. So I called a good friend of mine, and I called my mother, who are huge biblical buffs, and I asked them, why did God end up hating Saul? And they told me that the people were begging for some kind of leader from Samuel who had direct communication with God. Feel free to correct me in the comments. And God and Samuel communicate, and Samuel would say, let's just use Saul for the moment, so that way the people have some kind of leader. And Saul kept disobeying God, because in a way he would keep being like, I got this, God. Don't worry about it. I'll handle it the way that I want to. And it makes me think about the leaders that we had / have now. David wasn't ready to be a leader. In the first episode of The House of David, it made me think of the quote from The Boys. I'm going to butcher the quote, forgive me, I didn't write it down. But he said, you're going to sit here and fight and watch everyone else die. I was listening to a video on the history of Nelson Mandela and all the violence that he incurred and encouraged and pushed for, and the pushing out of white people out of the country. And it makes me think of, who's our Saul now? And who is our David? And what are we trying to push onto the people? And I made someone unhappy, again, per usual. I think that we should be careful and be mindful of who we look for in a leader. I remember years ago when I first started this channel, I asked someone, I forget who, forgive me, you're still important in my life, but I asked him, should America be the world's police? And he said no, and I disagreed with him at first, but my mind has drastically changed. We can't save everyone. We can't be Samuel and save everyone. Some people have to learn the hard way that it's okay to reach out your hand and ask for help. I think that's all I have to say. I have a scam likely call that's calling, so I have to pick that up. It's very important that I listen to this person who's from another country and who is saying to me how I need this. Okay, sure. I spent 4 years in college for nothing. Bye.